Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some really great entry points for reading queer books for you. Alright, so today we're talking all about some books that I feel are really good starting points if you are looking to get into queer books for the first time. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. Alright, so this is by no means like these are the ones you should start with, but like these are really good places to start if you're looking for something to just dip your toes in and are looking for some fun reads. First up we have Fence. This is a really fun graphic novel series. It's YA. It's following the fencing team at a private school that's not the greatest, and like they're trying to rebuild their team. And our main character Nick is new to fencing, and his dad is a fencing legend and went to the same school, but Nick is the product of an affair, so his father doesn't acknowledge him, doesn't really know that he exists, and Nick is trying to prove himself to be like worthy of his dad's attention, but also he has this rivalry going with a fellow student and another fencer, Seiji Katayama, and they end up being roommates, and they kind of maybe start falling in love a little bit as the series goes on. This is a really great series to start with if you're looking for a graphic novel or comic book series, or if you're looking for like a sports kind of a situation. This is one to go for, especially if you like manga or anime like Haikyuu and I forget what the basketball one is. This is a good place to start. Next up, if you're looking for like something that's sapphic but also kind of horror-esque, I would highly recommend checking out the Scapegracers. This is a really great intro to a sapphic romance. This is following Sideways Pike, who is a queer witch. She is kind of an outcast at the school that she goes to in a small Appalachian mountain town, and the mean girl gang hires her to do magic for a Halloween party. Things go very, very wrong very quickly, but also the mean girls adopt Sideways and try to get her a girlfriend, and turns out that they are a little bit more queer than they all thought they were, and the girl gang starts gaining magic and they form a little coven, and it's a great series. It's got some horror elements to it, and it's one of my favorite sapphic romances, and it does feature trans and non-binary characters as well as a whole host of other queer characters. Next up, I would recommend Cemetery Boys. This is a really fun book focused around ghosts and family and culture, and this one features a trans character named Yadriel, who is Latinx, and their family is full of Brujiks, which are basically witches, and since Yadriel is trans, they don't really fit into the different categories of magic within their family, and they aren't really allowed to do their coming of age ceremony, and so they decide to do that by themselves. And once they gain their magical powers, they accidentally raise the ghost of a dead classmate, and while trying to help that classmate find out what happened to them and how they were murdered, they kind of fall in love with the spirit of their dead classmate. And it's a really, really great it's not a graphic novel. This is a really great book, especially if you love like ghosts and different mythologies from different countries. This is a really great starting point, especially if you are just looking for something so, I don't know. This one is very autumn coded to me, so it's one that I'd highly recommend for fall. Next up, I've got a couple of adult books. The first of which is Like Real People Do. This is a sports romance. This is one that I would recommend if you liked Heated Rivalry and the Heated Rivalry or the Game Changers books and are looking for something sports romance that is also ice hockey and queer, and this one features a disabled main character. This is following Elijah Rodriguez, who is a freshman at college. He was an Olympic hopeful, but he is recovering from a traumatic brain injury. He was an Olympic hopeful figure skater. He's recovering from a traumatic brain injury that left him with a seizure disorder, so he is trying to get back into figure skating. He has a service dog, and the other main character is Alex Price, who is the youngest NHL captain in history, and they have a not-so-great meet-cute at the ice skating rink, but then they quickly fall into a friendship that develops into so much more. One I would highly recommend, especially if you like Heated Rivalry. Next up I have The Charm Offensive. If you guys like Bachelor and Bachelor Nation and The Bachelorette, this is a book I would highly recommend. This is following Charlie, who is the contestant on a Bachelor-style dating show. This is also following Dev, who is a producer on that show and kind of a talent wrangler. And Dev has some severe depression and anxiety. And Charlie, our other main character, is also demisexual, and it's these two slowly falling in love while also trying to produce and be on a Bachelor style dating show, and it's them falling in love, but also it's a little bit more complicated than that. And I really love this. It was a really great read, and it's really heartwarming, and just I think it's a perfect jumping off point to getting into more queer reading. And the last one I'd like to recommend is one if you're just looking for some really fun, unhinged, kind of out there premise books. May I recommend Smash and Grab. This is the first book in the Relic series. This is following dinosaur shifters who are kind of vigilante fossil hunters, rescuers. This first book is following Dalton, who is a Utah raptor shifter. He is sent by his little organization to protect a fossil that has come under the scrutiny of a South American mafia family, and basically he kidnaps the fossil, also the paleontologist that's working on it, and they go on a road trip to escape the mafia family. And like, it's such a fun adventure, especially if you love dinosaurs and just weird books. This is one I would highly, highly recommend. It's so fun, and it's a really, really short read. So those are some books that I feel like would be really good entry points to reading more queer books. Do you guys have any that you'd like to recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.